AIDS, poverty and hunger create a vicious spiral. As Barnabas and Mary's situation worsens and the amount of food they have to eat dwindles further, progression of the disease is accelerated.
When people are malnourished, they don't have the strength to withstand infection. So through that, the disease develops much easier. Opportunistic infections come much faster. People can't actually recover so easily. So through that, the whole onset of full-blown AIDS is accelerated.
In Zambia, as with most African countries, there are few resources to treat AIDS patients. Barnabas has to travel 20 kilometers to reach the nearest health clinic after Mary takes a sudden turn for the worse.
She's vomiting, starting from yesterday.
But all the clinic worker has to offer are basic medicines, like these salts meant to combat dehydration. Antiretroviral drugs, which have transformed AIDS into a chronic condition in Western countries, aren't available here.
We've been taught about antiretroviral drugs and things like that, but we've never handled them and we've never seen them. They're in big towns. Even in terms of mother-child transmissions, we know that they're supposed to be using that, but we don't have it here.
In the rural areas, it is unrealistic to think that we are going to be able to provide the drugs that are needed in the combination that is required with the monitoring, medical monitoring that is needed to people who normally don't even have access to a simple aspirin.
Food is the first medicine for people living with HIV/AIDS. And once people are properly fed, then the ARV drugs can help them. When people have good nutrition, they can live longer, they can live better, and they can, through that, also sustain their family much longer.
But food is also the only currency subsistence farmers have, and the first thing sacrificed when someone is sick. When doctors could do nothing more to help Josephine Mwenya, she travelled 200 kilometres to seek the advice of this traditional healer. While herbal remedies can help with HIV-related infections, some less scrupulous healers exploit superstitions and despair. Looking into a mirror, this one tells Josephine he can see what ails her, as well as the enemy who has cursed her, both of which he can treat for a price.
Depending on what she's suffering from, we could have to pay more than 100,000 kwacha. If he discovers that she's been bewitched, we'll probably have to pay more than 200,000 kwacha.
Does it mean you'll have to sell all of your harvest to pay for the treatment?
It will take more than that.
HIV/AIDS awareness is growing across southern Africa. But as food shortages increase, many migrate in search of jobs, and the virus spreads.
I think the numbers are so high because you have so many trading routes, so much migration, labor migration, country to country, people to work in the mines who move from one country to another, so many highway corridors, so many truckers moving from country to country. Southern Africa is just a vortex of shifting people. And on top of that, you have the cultural reality of gender inequality. Women have no capacity to say no to sexual overtures. They can't tell a man to wear a condom. They are subject to predatory male sexual behavior, intergenerational sex, older men, younger women. So these cultural attitudes are deeply, deeply entrenched, and it takes time to change behavior.
Women are the agricultural backbone of African society. They're also the population group with the highest incidence of HIV infections. Pauline Chazakwa has recently been widowed. Gladys Muonga has also just lost her husband. Pauline and Gladys are 2 of 5 women who are married to the same man. Then, 6 months ago, he died. Of his 5 widows, 1 has died and 2 others have moved away, leaving Pauline and Gladys responsible for 15 children.